What is up, everybody? My name is Jack Billings, and I am the CEO and founder of Shedknives. Today, we are going to be going over the pros and cons of leather versus Kydex for sheaths. So, what knife do we have today, you may be wondering? We have the 2022 Skur in Coyote Military Spec, which is a Type 3 550 cord. So, have the Skur here. We have the Kydex sheath for the Skur. We also have the leather sheath. So, there's a lot of debate. Leather, Kydex, Kydex, leather. There's a lot of debate, and today I want to get into it. So let's start out by taking a look at the Kydex sheath here. So we're going to pop the knife in. Fits really nice there. Going to pop it out. Has a cool sound to it. Pop it in. Bang. Pull it out. It's just nice feel there. All the tactical guys and girls out there, I know you guys love a nice Kydex sheath. I'm right there with you. I mean, just the sound, specifically for like gun holsters and stuff, just sounds cool. Nice click. Awesome. It's just so cool. Going to the leather sheath now. Let's pull this out. It's for all the bushcraft guys and girls out there, which once again, I'm right there with you. The leather just aesthetically looks cool. The stitching, the color of the leather, the texture. You can even see the texture if you get really close. Here, you can just see it in there. It changes, and there's character over years with it. So, or over the years with a leather sheath. So it builds character, where Kydex, it's really going to stay the same. You might get some scratches on there, but nothing's really going to change. So let's slide that in there. Have a nice clip there, or button, that's what it is. Just nice sound there. Open that up. So yeah, so the leather is great. It looks cool. But let's get into the pros and cons of this. So we're going to set our knife to the side there. Let's get into the pros of leather. Like I mentioned earlier, the texture of it. It's got a cool feel. It's a natural material. The button clasp, the sound there. It's pretty cool. The stitching looks great. It's an aesthetically pleasing sheath compared to Kydex, which is just... This one's a square, some of them are curved to the blade. It's nothing crazy. I mean, it looks cool. The tactical people out there, you love it. I love it. It's simple, but you can't beat a good leather sheath. And actually, now that I think about it, you might be able to, because getting into the cons here, we see that really with weather resistance, you could say, the leather is not going to hold up as much as the Kydex sheath will, which we'll get to in a second with the Kydex. But let's say we're going swimming and we need a knife because we're going diving, bringing our knife with us. Well, how many guys are going to be bringing their leather sheath with them? Not any that I know. We're going to be carrying Kydex because the water, you can't start like melting Kydex with water, where with leather it's going to get soft, it's going to start moving apart, and your knife could slide out of there. So that's a con of the leather, pro of the Kydex here. Really, I'm not sure what could stop you in the outdoors with the Kydex sheath here. I'm not sure what could stop you. I mean, maybe if there's water inside and it's freezing and it freezes your knife in there, so now you just have to pull it out. I don't know, you tell me. But nothing, as far as I know, is going to get in the way of the Kydex sheath here regarding elements and the weather. But then let's talk about some of the pros and cons of the Kydex sheath here. So pros, like I said, the weather, it's going to hold up, it's going to stand. Even the clips here, I've got a few different ones with me. We have just this standard clip. It comes with the screws and everything with it. very simple, nothing crazy. You can adjust it however you want. You can flip it to the other sides, where with leather, you're stuck to one side or the other. There's really no choice there. If you buy it right hand, it stays right hand. If you buy it vertical, well, it's staying vertical. Where with Kydex, you can adjust. You can put different clips on there. This is an experimental clip I have. This one is meant to be a scout carry. You just kind of put on the side there. So looks pretty cool. Works great. And it's very simple. You just put some screws in there and pow, you're ready to go. Where leather, you're not going to be able to do that. But yeah, so just a couple pros there. But cons of the Kydex. Well, it's plastic. And really at the end of the day, you might not want plastic. Where leather, it sounds cool, you can find the source of it. Where Kydex, it's a composite. It's plastic, really. It's nothing too fancy or too special about it. But looking at the pros, it's extremely customizable. You can use it for guns. You can use it for knives. You can use it for all sorts of stuff you can use Kydex for. Which, yes, some of the leather advocates out there would say, well, you can do the same thing with leather. And you know what? You're right, you can. It really comes down to preference. And a lot of the tactical buyers love the Kydex, and a lot of the bushcrafters out there like the leather. So at the end of the day, it comes down to you. But let's take a look at this box, for example. So the reason I have the box is because shipping. Is Kydex going to save you money? It might. Let's see. I know a Kydex sheath is going to be much lighter than a leather sheath. Also, space. You would be able to get away with a smaller box carrying the Kydex versus the leather. Now, are you going to really save that much on shipping? Probably not. There actually may be no difference whatsoever. I know for shedknives, there's no difference in shipping. But materials, cost, leather is going to be slightly more expensive than the Kydex. So getting into the actual numbers part, Kydex wins that battle. But to sum this up, just like knives, just like really anything people have interest in, it comes down to the person. What's their interest? What do they like? I know for me, I like Kydex, but I also like leather with some types of knives. Just depends on the style. Well, what am I doing with the knife? What do I plan to use the knife for? Just depends. So I do like both. I love the adjustments you can make with Kydex, but I also like the aesthetics of the leather. So what do you think? Drop it down in the comments. What are your experiences with Kydex and leather? What do you like? And yeah, let's talk it out in the comments below. So if you have any questions, you can also put those down in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. Same thing with video suggestions. Feel free to reach out and you may see that suggestion as a future video. If you like this video, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for future videos similar to this, along with the like button. So once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the